One goddess wants him home, one god wants him dead. And the man caught between them has no idea either of them is watching. Right now, as Odysseus sits on that beach weeping for a home he might never see, right now, on top of Mount Olympus, the immortals are casting lots for his life. But here's what makes this terrifying. It's not about him, not really. Odysseus is just a piece on their board, a bet, a point of pride, and the god who wants him dead, he's not even there. He's feasting with the Ethiopians, which means this is the one window, the only chance for Odysseus to slip through. But windows close, and Poseidon always comes back. We're on Olympus now, the home of the gods. Picture it not as some peaceful cloud kingdom, but as a throne room of power, gold that hurts to look at, columns that disappear into infinity, and at its center Zeus, the god who could unmake reality with a thought. Athena stands before him, not begging. She's too proud for that. But there's urgency in her voice that the other gods notice. She's talking about Odysseus. Again. "Father," she says, "how much longer?" But here's what you need to understand. This isn't mercy. Athena isn't saving Odysseus because she's kind. She's saving him because he belongs to her. He's her favorite, her project. And every day Poseidon keeps him trapped, it's a reminder that she lost. The gods don't have compassion, they have investments. "My brother keeps him imprisoned," Athena says, and her voice is steady, but her gray eyes are storms. 7 years, father. He fought at Troy. For you. He brought fire to the Greeks when they faltered. He built the horse that broke the city. And now he rots on that island because Poseidon can't accept that his son was a monster who ate men alive. The hall goes quiet. She's talking about Polyphemus, the Cyclops. The moment Odysseus made the mistake that cursed him. But Athena isn't interested in fairness right now. She's interested in winning. Zeus leans back. His face is unreadable. Thunder rolls somewhere in the distance. Not anger, just habit. "Poseidon is away," Zeus says finally, "feasting with the Ethiopians. He's been there for days." Athena's eyes sharpen. Then now is the time. And here's the thing about the gods. They're not omniscient. They don't see everything. Poseidon left Olympus thinking his grudge was safe, that no one would dare release Odysseus while he wasn't watching. He was wrong. "Send Hermes," Athena says. "Send him to Calypso. Tell her to let him go." Zeus is silent for a long moment, and then a nod. Just a nod. But that nod just changed history. The gods don't announce their decisions with trumpets, they just decide. And suddenly, after 7 years, Odysseus's prison sentence is over. But he doesn't know that yet. And neither does Poseidon. This is what the Greeks called Moira, fate. But not fate the way we think of it. Not some cosmic plan written in the stars. Moira means portion, your share, what you're allotted. And here's what's fascinating. Even Zeus obeys Moira. He's the king of the gods, and he cannot override fate. He can bend it, delay it. But Odysseus was always meant to go home. That was his portion. Zeus isn't granting him freedom. He's finally allowing what was always supposed to happen. Which makes you wonder, what took so long? The answer is politics. Divine politics. And the most dangerous player in that game is currently 1,000 miles away, drinking wine with the Ethiopians. Poseidon doesn't know what's about to happen, but he will. And when he finds out, he's going to make Odysseus pay for every second of this stolen freedom. The gods never really lose. They just wait. Hermes lands on Ogygia like a golden arrow. Calypso sees him coming, that shimmer in the air, those winged sandals touching her sacred ground. She knows why he's here before he opens his mouth. She's a goddess. She can read fate in the way light bends. "You're here to take him," she says. Not a question. Hermes doesn't apologize. Gods don't apologize. Zeus commands it. Let the man go. And watch Calypso's face. Watch what happens there. She doesn't scream. She doesn't cry. She goes cold. Ice where there used to be fire. I saved him, she says. I pulled him from the wreckage. I healed him. I offered him immortality. Immortality. And you come here to steal him back? For what? So he can die on some dirt road in Ithaca? So he can grow old and feeble and forget everything I gave him? Hermes says nothing. You gods, she continues. You take our lovers. You punish us for wanting what you hoard. Do you think Zeus would have let me keep Odysseus if I were male? Do you think... The command stands, Hermes says. Let him go, or Zeus will come himself. And that's it. That's all it takes. The threat of a king who could unmake her with a thought. Calypso's face hardens into something like hate, and then, slowly, she nods. Fine, I'll tell him. But he builds his own ship, and whatever happens after, that's on the gods who freed him. Odysseus is on the beach when she finds him. Of course he is. He's always on that beach, staring at a horizon he can't reach, crying for a wife he can barely remember. You can go, Calypso says. He doesn't move, doesn't turn. He thinks it's a test. I'm serious. Zeus has spoken. I have to release you. Now he turns. And his face. That's not joy. That's fear. That's a man who's been trapped so long he doesn't know what freedom looks like anymore. Is this real? It's real. Build a raft. I'll give you supplies, tools, cloth for a sail. In 17 days, if the winds hold, you could be home. 17 days. After 7 years. After 20 years away from Ithaca. He should be celebrating. He should be weeping with relief. Instead, he asks, "What's the catch?" Calypso smiles. It's bitter. It's honest. The catch is Poseidon. He doesn't know yet. But the sea is his kingdom, and you just became a target. 20 trees. That's what Odysseus fells in the first 4 days. He's not a carpenter, not really. But he's Odysseus. He figures things out. That's what he does. He planes the logs with bronze tools Calypso gives him. He bores holes, fits pegs, lashes the frame together with rope. Every motion is deliberate. Every stroke of the axe is 7 years of frustration made physical. Calypso watches from the tree line. She could help more. She could conjure him a ship with a wave of her hand. Instead, she watches him work. Maybe because she knows this is part of his healing. Maybe because she wants to see him sweat for the freedom that's being ripped from her hands. On day 18, the raft is done. It's not beautiful. It's not elegant. It looks like something a desperate man built with borrowed time and borrowed hope. But it floats. Calypso gives him bread, water, wine. She shows him the stars to follow. The Pleiades on his left, the bear on his right. 17 days, she says, if the winds are kind. He looks at her. Really looks. Thank you, he says, for everything. She says nothing. And then he sails, out past the reef, into the open sea, into the blue. For the first time in 7 years, Odysseus is free, for exactly 3 days. Poseidon sees him from 1,000 miles away. The god is returning from Ethiopia, still full of wine and worship, when he glances down at the Aegean and spots something that shouldn't be there. A raft, a man, a familiar face. No! The word is a thunderclap. They didn't, but they did. While he was gone, while he feasted, those scheming Olympians freed the man who blinded his son. Poseidon's hands close around his trident. The sea begins to listen. So, he says, the gods have decided to mock me. He doesn't sink the raft, not yet. That would be too quick, too merciful. Instead, he calls the winds, east and west and north and south, all of them at once, screaming into each other, tearing the sky apart. On his tiny raft, Odysseus looks up and sees the horizon disappear. Not like this, he whispers. Please, not when I'm so close. The first wave hits like a fist. The raft shatters, the mast snaps, and Odysseus the clever, Odysseus the survivor, is thrown into black water, drowning in the rage of a god who will never, ever forgive. Here's what Homer wants you to see. The gods freed Odysseus. They gave him permission to go home. And within 3 days, he's drowning anyway. Because freedom isn't the same as safety. Because escaping one prison doesn't mean you've escaped your fate. Because in the Greek world, the universe doesn't care about fairness. It only cares about balance. And Poseidon's scale is still tilted. But here's what Poseidon doesn't know. Odysseus doesn't die here. Not because he's destined for survival. Not because of divine protection. He survives because of what he does next. Because even with the sea god throwing everything at him, even with every wave designed to kill, Odysseus refuses to stop swimming. That's not fate. That's not luck. That's human will meeting divine rage and not backing down. The Greeks called it metis, cunning, adaptability, survival intelligence. And in the next chapter, we'll see just how far metis can take a man who should already be dead. 3 days into freedom, Odysseus is naked, broken, clinging to a piece of driftwood and water that wants him dead. But something finds him in that darkness. A sea nymph named Ino, and she offers him a gift. A magical veil that will keep him alive if he does the most terrifying thing imaginable. She tells him to let go of the wreckage. Next time, Odysseus washes ashore on an island of people who have never known war. A princess finds him naked on the beach, and for the first time in 20 years, he has to remember how to be a man, not a survivor. Chapter 4. The Cave of the One-Eyed Giant, where we finally learn the mistake that started all of this.